We pump those profits back into the profit cycle to generate even more profits. And I know what you're going to say. Profits? Yes, Stan. You're soaking in them.
You know what? I don't know if I should have actually used the intro for this, because this isn't technically my earnings report for the day. This isn't my daily. This is going to be more of a broader sense. This is the new pay scale for Salad. So a lot of the information for this I got from Mind Some. I highly recommend go to his channel, subscribe, hit the like button on the Salad Profit video he did yesterday. Video is amazing. He caught all of this somehow or other on Salad's Discord, found a bunch of information that the community has gotten together. Some really amazing stuff in this. I'm not going to just duplicate his video. I'm going to recommend you go watch his video. And then I have a little bit of a different take on it. So that's kind of what I'm going to bring to this. But I highly recommend subscribing to his channel, watching his video, and hitting the like button on it. It's an amazing video. I watched it probably 10 times yesterday and then went and kept constantly sharing. But that's where I'm going to have gotten most of the information and the graphs and stuff. I will share as much of it as I can down in the description down below, because it's the stuff I want to look at while I'm trying to make my decisions. But I feel significantly more optimistic after watching his video. We'll get into some of that. We'll take a real quick look next then at where my salad is earning right now. So it's at about $37 a day. So we go to the last 7 days. It's up a little bit. So I mean, watch the channel regularly. I just got a $9 job on one of my 4090s after they cut our pay. So it leads me to believe my initial gut reaction was a little bit too harsh, and we'll get more into that. But yeah, it definitely looks like it's going pretty good. I was crushing it about a week ago, and then it looked like I had a power surge 2 days in a row, and just had a bunch of machines turn off. So I'm trying to rebuild my reliability score again. We'll get in this too. We've talked about this a little bit with the pricing. This is what it shows on Salad's page. This is for the customer ordering. So obviously in order for them to pay us, wait a minute. Yeah. That's not right, because that wasn't right. That was crazy. Did you see that? It was showing me the old prices. Whoa. I should have waited a second before I hit the refresh button. Because I had it on the new prices. Did they change these too? No, I think this is what it was. Yeah, that was weird. That was so weird. It had old prices on that aren't the current ones. I don't know if Salad's in the middle of looking at changing the pricing structure again because people are unhappy about it, but this is currently what they have up on there. I don't know why it changed there for a second to show different pricing. Was it showing different amounts because I clicked on anything? No. I don't know. Oh, there it is. It showed it started showing the priority level. That was what it was. Duh. I'm dumb. I know how to use technology good. Yeah, so this high priority though this is what's really changing my mind about all this, because this is the bare minimum pricing, which looks like this is half what it used to be. So I thought we were all going to get everything cut in half, but as I've already seen, that's not really what's going on. So let's see. We'll get into this one first. This is supposed to be from Salad, judging their priorities for what they're seeing for what the customers want for a GPU. This is what the customers are asking for and what's in demand. Supposed to be from Salad. I don't know if I can for sure back that up because I found this reposted somewhere else. I don't have the original document. I don't know who made the original document. This is all I saw. This is something that I've specifically been asking for to get anything like this, because this should really, really help you know, going forward, if you're trying to grow and expand, which way should I be going? It doesn't matter what cards I want to buy. What cards what cards are going to give me work? Not what cards am I going to buy because I'm getting them cheap and put them on sale and they're going to calculate for 3 weeks? What can I throw on sale today and it's going to start making money today? So I've been asking for this for a long time. Even if this is not 100% accurate, if this is 50% accurate, I can take this as gospel if it's 50% accurate, just to be a little bit of a guidance towards this is what we want, probably the order it's in, kind of like a rough estimate on what we should, what they want. So obviously they want the 4090s right now the most. It's the only one they have in tier 1. Obviously, buying a 4090 for the purposes of Salad is stupid. Absolutely stupid. The cards are way too expensive. You will never be able to ROI that card on Salad. With the 50 series cards coming around the corner, you know, right now you're going to get 3 months out of this before this is going to be relegated way down. If you're going to spend that money, I don't know what the new ones are going to cost, but I was hearing the new 5080 is probably going to be half the price of the 4090, and it might actually be stronger for $1,000. So for the purposes of AI growing, if you do really want to buy a 4090 right now, you are 1,000 times better holding on to your money and buying two 5080s in a couple of months. Now, I don't know how easy it's going to be to get them. I imagine this AI stuff is going to make, I think the 50 series is going to wind up being a lot more like the 30 series was, where it's going to be a lot more difficult to get them. Because I imagine this next kind of like bull run, I don't think it's actually going to be crypto. I think it's going to be this GPU rental, and then it's going to be the coins that are linked to the GPU rentals. So it's going to be like your Flux IONET and your Clore AI. Not Flux IONET. Those are two different ones. IONET and whatever the Flux is called and Clore. I think that's actually going to be the next bull run. And I think getting 50 series cards is probably going to be very difficult, because it's going to be, again, you're going to have, you know, people going like, well, do I want to rent this stuff or do I want to just make my own data center? If you have companies looking at this going like, you know, do they want to rent or buy? And then everyone who's in the middle going like, hey, like I need, you know, like students and like, you know, smaller groups, smaller businesses who are like, I want AI services, but I can't justify buying a $10,000 computer to run this program one time. I'll just pay somebody to run this program for me one time. You know, I think this AI rental is, to me, I don't see how this AI rental is not the next big thing coming. But, so I think 50 series cards are going to be very difficult to get. I am really excited to see what kind of cards NVIDIA is releasing. I'm wondering really what the next, you know, 4060 Ti 16 gigabyte or 3060 12 gigabyte card is going to be in the 50 series. That they released the one that, like, when it comes out, everyone's like, oh, that card's terrible. But because it had the one spec slightly different, it has the more gigabytes. Like, that card is a steal compared to the rest of the lineup. You know, the 3060 12 gigabyte right now, later on down the line, is one of the best cards that they have. I think it's better than the 3070s. I don't want to say it's better than the 3080s, but it's better than the 3080s for almost everything. For all of my purposes and usages, way less electricity. I think for the purposes of like all this AI stuff, this 4060 Ti 16 gigabyte card looks like it's a steal with the processing power it has specifically for doing AI with the low power usage. You know, you're not going to get as many frames if you're gaming, but I'm not gaming on any of my Salad AI rigs. So for my purposes, the 4060 Ti 16 gigabyte card is amazing. But if you look at this, you know, the 4090 clearly is number one. In tier 2, you have the 4080, the 4090 Ti, and the 4070 Ti Super. Now this one, I've heard different people say different things about the 3090 Ti, because I don't know how many of them there are out there, so you don't hear as much feedback on it. To my understanding, the 3090 Ti from the Salad stuff was all calculated at the exact same as the 3090. I could be wrong, but I thought like the 4080, the 4080 Super, the 4070 Ti, these are all pretty much the same as the 4090. I can see why they're tier 2, because technically it's tier 2, but I think they are on the same level. I don't think the 3090 Ti is on the same level as these other cards. I think this 3090 Ti should probably be in this tier 3, but I don't know. I'm not even sure who made this list. That's just my thought and opinion on it. But we come down in here, then you have the 3090s in tier 3, which kind of makes sense. I thought the 3090s were more tier 2, but this is breaking it down slightly differently, I guess, because this was saying, you know, under the old scale, you know, these should be doing $7 jobs, and these should also be doing like $7 jobs. And then tier 3, these should all be doing like $5 jobs. And then you get into like the $2.44 jobs or whatever. But I guess if you look at it like that, that might be more. You know, I've never seen the 30. I haven't paid a lot of attention to the 3090 Ti's. I haven't seen a whole lot of them posted. As I said, I thought it was closer to the 3090, but in actual compute power, the 3090 is significantly stronger and better than the 4060 Ti. If you're running this AI because you need to do it for yourself, the 3090 is probably 2 times better than the 4060 Ti. It's, I mean, the numbers on the card, its compute power are ridiculous. They are about the same price point right now if you want to buy them. I mean, I've been able to find 3090s. I've seen 3090s used for like, you know, that $400 to $500 range. It's not that hard to do. You can find them on like Facebook Marketplace and stuff like that. Maybe sometimes on eBay. You probably got to be a little bit stingy on it, but normally you can find them for like that 450 to 500 or 400 to 500 kind of range. 4060 Ti's, you know, $400 to $500. You can for sure buy a 4060 Ti for that $400 to $500. They're in stock on like Newegg and Amazon, so you can for sure get them for that. But I think the 4060 Ti is from my end, from a rental purpose, I would say I think it's a better card because they're both basically paying the same. I'm actually probably making more right now on a 4060 Ti on Salad, but that's only because of this specific program that we're running. If another company comes out and, you know, really wants to challenge Salad for this, for the dominance, I think the 3090s, because their raw compute power should just be making significantly more, because they're doing significantly more, they're able to do significantly more. Them being in the same pricing tier to me makes no sense. This is weird. You should want the 3090 every single time over the 4060 Ti if you're a customer, every single time. But for me as a provider, 4060 Ti is the better choice. It's cheaper for me to run. It's easier for me to get. The electric cost is, I'd imagine it's got to be like half. When we get to the next page, they'll cover more of that. So I can go through more of the cards than that. But this is a good list, so you can take a look at it for the demand. This says the 3080 10 gigabyte cards are in no man's land for them here for this tier 4. My 3080 10 gigabyte cards are pretty much always running and always have work. They are probably some of my highest earning cards so far, like card per day or whatever, earning per day or earning per month on here, because they're always running. Whereas, you know, my 4090s aren't always running. Yeah, it's nice that my 4090 makes, you know, the one's making $9 right now, but who knows how long it's going to run for. If that runs for a long time, I mean, my opinion on this is definitely going to change. But, you know, if that runs for one day and then it's calculating, well, if that runs for one day and it's calculating for the rest of the week, that'll beat out the 3080. But when they were doing $5 jobs, though, if it's only running a $5 job for 2 days and then it's calculating for 5 days, you know, it's calculating for 5 days. It's 5 days is not making any money, so it doesn't matter. So like the 3090s were really annoying me before they started doing these $1.68 per day. Before they started this new base scale, so at least add $1.68. I'm at least making $1.68. I'm not making nothing. So I think calculating or earning anything is better than calculating. So, I mean, depending on your electric cost, you do have other stuff to look at. But we'll get into that in this next screen here. Tier 5 then basically just is everything else. So, yeah, I don't have any 2080 Ti's, so I know they're pretty decent on this. They use a lot of electricity, so I don't really want to go buy a 2080 Ti because they use so much electricity to the performance. I mean, you'd be so much better off with the 3060 12 gigabyte card. It's burning almost no electricity, but the next graph will show all that. Let's just get into the next one. I think the next one gets far more specific. So I will make sure to share this link down below. I tried sharing this on MindSums, but it's not in there. I don't know if I'm just not allowed to share a website link on somebody's page, or if he deleted it, or whatnot here. Ooh, you know what? Let's do that real fast. All right, that should be a little bit better. Now you can basically see everything. So when we look at this, let's see here. This is a little bit hard to read. So we're beginning off here at the 2080, which I don't know very much about. Salad onboard value. I imagine this probably goes partially into your reliability score. Oh, I can't do looking at that red screen like that. All right. So I imagine this goes partially into your reliability score. So most of these here are all 40s. You know, I don't want to do it like that either. Let's start with the 4090, and we'll work our way across maybe on that. We still have to break down every column by column. There's a lot of information in here. So, like, I spent probably a good hour staring at this graph already, trying to figure all this out as best as I can. And it made me feel a lot more optimistic about everything. Way more optimistic about everything. So, the onboard value, I imagine that goes into the reliability score, as I've already said, probably 10 times already. Those are the ones they really want right now. So your 3090, your 3090 Ti, your 4090, and this says the A5000. I did not think any of these mining cards were even eligible for jobs. So I'll stand back to, I'm not really sure who made this graph. I know it's on Salad's page. It looked like someone from Salad it was in their Discord. It looked like someone from Salad had acknowledged this. This looks like this was made with someone who has knowledge of both ends of Salad. Someone who's really knowledgeable on the customer side and the production side. So everything I can see in this, I don't see in error. So I will take this as close to gospel as I can. There might be things in this that are wrong, but I think in the side too, like even on my earnings page, I wrote a bunch of notes on the side, says this is still hypothetical. It's all subject to change. Because if we look here, this 4090 says the most the 4090 should be making is $6.14. I have a 4090 right now that's doing $9 or $8.50, something like that. It's bouncing around a little bit. But I know they can have better jobs than this. This is just, average, best outcome kind of thing. These pricing does look like too. This is all with 40 gigabytes of system memory. I kind of wish they'd have pointed that out in here, but there's a lot in here. I don't think they could make a second one for less RAM. This is just kind of best case scenario, possibly for setup. I don't think this takes the CPU into account at all either. But I do think looking at the pricing, this does look like this is all the pricing with over 40 gigabytes of RAM. So it says Salad onboard value is 100. So we already covered all that. The VRAM, pretty self-explanatory. The 4090 has 24 gigabytes. The average cost of the cards. So like if you're looking to be expanding, this is how much they think you should be paying for them. This is probably retail on all of these. Yeah. So this is all, like if you go to like Amazon right now or Newegg, maybe eBay. I don't know for sure if you can buy a 2080 on Amazon or Newegg, so maybe eBay pricing as well too, maybe calculated in. But they have the estimated cost for the card, so I don't see. I mean, that all looks right as best as I can tell. So that's pretty good. They do have a nice power listing here, which just looks really good. These numbers look pretty reliable. I don't know if these are all the powers when it's spiked out at max, because this says the 4090 is in here for 450 watts. I've never seen my 4090 get even close to that. I mean, I saw it break 300 watts a couple times, so my guess is under max load. That's the wattage it would hit under max load. But I mean, even when I run jobs for weeks, I very rarely see anything anywhere near the actual max load. It can happen. You do need to be ready and prepared for it. Don't go putting, a 600 watt power supply on your 4090 and go, oh, I don't think it needs that much, because it's not going to get there. Because all it takes is a little fraction of a second where it does get there, and then all of a sudden, you're screwed. So don't ever underwatt your power supplies. Make sure you're always bigger. You need to be at least 80%. At least. I like to probably do my power supplies on my personal PCs closer to like 50% to be on the safe side. But you want to be at least 80, because if I'm at 50%, then I can put a bigger card in there later if I want to. So that's part of my thought. And then if I put the bigger card in, then the bigger card will be at 80%. And then if I want to put a bigger card in after that, then I should just be buying a new PC. But that's, this wattage listing, though, I mean, I get lots of questions on this and stuff I don't really know. I don't know it all offhand, but this is really nice definitely having this here, so because then looking at this actually looks too, like if you can get 4060s really cheap, if it's only maxing out at 115 watts, man, that is a cheap, efficient machine. And if that's still going to be paying you the same thing right now as a 3090 will for the most part, that may be something to really be looking at. The old hourly cost, is this stuff right? Yeah, this all looks right. So this is, when I had started, this looks like this is what the generic hourly costs were for everything. I don't think I've really seen this matter on a lot of the cards. I've seen this matter for the 3090. I've seen this matter for the 4090. And I want to say, I think that's pretty much it that I've seen it matter for. I think the rest of these, I've just seen this whole block of 40 series cards. For the most part, it looks like they were all running the exact same job. I wasn't getting paid a different amount. I wasn't getting paid less for that. Well, I guess it says that they were all within 2 cents. They were all within, I guess what I have was all within 2 cents. So maybe this was going on, and I just didn't notice because it was such a small differential that I didn't really see. Okay. That would make sense. But I never saw that here. My 3080 10 gigabyte isn't making more than my 3060 8 gigabyte or 12 gigabyte. This is supposed to be 8 cents and this is supposed to be 18 cents, and they're both making the exact same thing every time. Except unless it was something where they were paying for more RAM. So I never saw it here. It makes sense why I never saw it here, because these would have been running the exact same jobs. Because I have I have two 4070 Ti's, a 4070, and then now I have 3 of the 4060 Ti 16 gigabytes. So I guess that makes sense why I never saw the difference in price there. But that's still that $4 or that $5 for a job on these still doesn't make sense why this then is, if it should be making 8 cents more, why this is $7 a day instead. That's not that much. So you can take some of this with a grain of salt. It does depend how they order. I do believe the customers can still order any generic 30 series or any generic 40 series is in there as a way for them to rent. There's a bunch of different options for them to rent. and not all of them are listed on there. I believe it says over here in one of these notes that they can just literally do like whatever they want with pricing. You know, if customer wants a custom thing that's not set up in there, they can do something custom. I'm running a custom job right now, so I know for sure they can. One other thing to bring out too, down here on these very bottom two, legacy GPU. I almost forgot about these. And I don't know what this other one is. Oh, these are both the legacy GPUs. So this first one is... Because these are both taken care of like brackets. So I guess this will be everything with less than 8 gigabytes of VRAM. Should be at a base of about, or was at a base of 5 cents. And then everything else with more than 8 gigabytes was at a base of 8 cents. So that's why you're seeing, that's why I was seeing like 1050 Ti's doing like $1.75. You know, you can see some weird stuff. 1660 Ti's doing like $1.88. You can see some weird stuff because like they are supported and they can get jobs. They're not highly valued, so you may be calculating for a long time. But there are jobs for all kinds of random stuff. So I may try to put my... If I wind up building out more machines and don't wind up having enough GPU sitting around, I have 2 Titan graphics cards. I don't remember which ones they are. They weren't getting jobs before, but I could try one on there again if I build out a machine that I don't have a graphics card yet, or while I'm waiting for a graphics card to come in the mail. I could try to run one of those to see, because I think they do have, this does look like they do have an ability to just run pretty much anything you put on there to try. Now an AMD card I don't think will work because it can't run CUDA, so it's not able to run a container. Your system, your thing would still need to be able to run a container. I do believe my Titans can run a container. I don't remember which generation they are. I know they are old, but I don't remember. I think when I bought them, they were already old. So I don't know. Don't know right offhand if they'll work or not. All right, so we'll start off with that hourly cost. Batch priority. I'm not really sure exactly what this is. I don't know if they have to pay. Is this the new prices? I think this is the new pricing. I don't know why it says batch priority. So this is, I believe, the new price. Let's bring up that other graph right next to it, because this one had, oh. No, that's not what I want to minimize. That one on full. Let's try to see. Is this batch priority? 4090s at 18 cents. As I spent a lot of time looking at this, obviously I did not spend enough time looking at this. Okay, so this new batch priority column, this is the new pricing. Right here. I don't know why they didn't say new pricing. It made this a lot easier to read. So this is the new pricing. So it's not always, it's not half in all instances. Some of these, it's still pretty similar. Here you're down. But I never ever made that 18 cents on my 3080 ever. I had 3 3080s running for quite a while. Never ever got that 18 cents. I'm pretty sure this is what they were at. I was getting paid about maybe like that 10 cent range. I never ever got paid more on my 3080s. Never have I ever. So you can see, you know, on the bigger 30 series cards, stuff would take a huge hit. You know, if you got 3090s, pulling 3090s off and putting them on something else seems like it might be a really good idea, but it's not necessarily something you have to do, just because the new base pay on them definitely got wrecked. The new base pay, too, on all of the 40 series cards got wrecked, which is one of the things that's weird. They wrecked everything that's good that they should want, and are now just being like, just put your garbage on Salad. Salad wants your garbage. They don't want your good machines. They just want your garbage. So I can definitely see going forward, there's a good chance Salad may just wind up getting all of the garbage, and then I may put everything good on to something else. Like if IONET opens up to the public, I may just put, my 3090s and all my 40 series cards over on IONET. But we'll see how everything is going. There's plenty of time and opportunity for all this to change. They changed it this way. They may change it back the other way too. So, it's all going to be a balancing act. And then here, this next one, you start getting into priority pays. So low priority, then you'll make this extra amount for the low priority. For medium priority, you will also make an extra bonus. And then high priority, you will make an extra bonus. Batch priority daily. So I believe then this column then, this is new, kind of what you should be able to expect with over 40 gigabytes of memory on the card. So the 3090s say you should expect $1.89. Man, I'm getting chipped 20 cents per day. What is up with that? I'm not getting $1.90 on them. But this is saying you should, in theory, be expecting $1.89, which I'm not. I'm at $1.69. Salad, where's my extra 20 cents per card here, buddy? You're jipping me up $1 a day on all between the 5 of them. I'm kidding. It's close enough the same thing. Obviously I'd rather have more money, but so these are what you can expect for the new prices. It's definitely not that good, but this is the bottom. This is the bottom. This next one, this is where I'm actually optimistic still, and this is why I'm not rushing to turn everything off Salad and not spending all of today researching, doing something new. I'm super optimistic about this column. This is where, when you get the high priority jobs, you're still back at the old pricing. In some instances, maybe even a little higher than the old pricing. If we look at these, so for I want to cover cards I don't have. So for the 3060 12 gigabyte, if someone gets a high priority on that, if it's work they need done today, they want done today, or they want their work done now. They don't want to wait for the next available rig. They want to pay more to jump the line, because I'm sure the customers with their jobs works much the same as our calculating does. Their algorithm is trying to match the job to the machines that work best. They want to put, the job on the best, with the highest reliability score. So their algorithm is probably working hard to try to match everything up. But if customers want to jump the line, they can pay to jump the line, to get to the line first. And I'm hoping with Salad being this cheap, there will be more people paying to jump the line than people not paying to jump the line. I am fine with doing the low priority jobs instead of calculating, because I think still the low priority is better than calculating. It's still 1,000 times better than calculating. It's still 1,000 times better than crypto mining. I've heard very conflicting reports on every other form of the AI rental space out there right now. Everybody else still kind of looks like they're still all just calculating too. You might be able to make more per job, but you might also spend the next 3 weeks just calculating and not ever getting one. So I think in general this should actually, for someone like me, this should increase my overall profit, because I shouldn't have as many machines down. If you're just running a single machine, this is definitely going to look a lot different, because if you're running a single machine, if you're not running a high priority job, then it is going to hurt a lot more. In mine, I'm hoping it all averages out, and I'd rather be getting something than calculating and getting nothing. It'd be like saying if you're calculating, if you're just pool mining and there's zero chance you're ever going to hit the block, you're not even lottery playing. If I were to try to do Bitcoin mining on my GPU on my laptop, if I'm never ever going to hit a job, that would be dumb. I would be far better off pool mining where I can at least get something. Now, like, I guess probably not a very good analogy, because there may still be plenty of people who are going to go, like, if you hit that one block, it's big enough, but that's not really comparable. That's a bad analogy. And now my brain is stuck. But I'm trying to come up with a better analogy, and I don't have a better analogy. But this higher daily reward, if you have the higher... if it's on the high priority, though, this does look like a lot of these are higher than they were. Because for like the 3060... Actually, I do have a 3060 12 gigabyte card right now that I think is only $2.40. So that should be in the high priority right now. I had a 3070 Ti. I had two 3070 Ti's that were only $2.44 for a while, but I think that was before they put this priority stuff in here. So I don't think they were doing that. I think that was just a more expensive job. I don't think this is taking into account the cores either. I think I said that already. I think this is just assuming it's 2 cores. Or whichever cheapest. So let's see. Let's move on to the next card. So my 3080 10 gigabytes. I'm assuming if someone does want to pay for the high priority, I don't imagine I'll ever see a high priority on it because I never saw the bigger jobs on them before. So I imagine they're just going to be doing like the $1.71. I think mine right now is doing $1.78. They might both be doing $1.78. I don't really remember. I'll do another earnings video later tonight when I break down how much each of them are earning. And when I do, I should be able to be talking about whether or not it's doing a low priority job or a high priority job. And this is what I'm going to be referencing. So the 3090s, this is one of the spots too I was looking at where it was, I don't see a reason to actually have to leave. You know, I don't really want to make the $1.90. I'd much rather be making the $5.36, but it still has that chance to make the $5 job. So those $5 jobs are still out there. I'm sure there's still plenty of people still paying for the $5 jobs. There's just not as many of them, but it still has that chance of getting that and hitting it. So you can still make $5 on a 3090. It's still going to be going on. You're still going to see people posting it, and everybody's going to be like, oh, you can't do that anymore. Yes, you can. High priority actually is going to pay really, really well on this. So the more customers who pay for the high priority, who pay for the premium to get there to the front of the line, the better off we're going to be. It looks like we may actually make more on the high priority than we were making before. So 3090s. I don't have a 3090 Ti. I haven't spent a lot of time looking at those. 4060 and the 4060 Ti 8 gigabyte. Before, I was, kind of lenient on them, being like, if you can get them real cheap. I think if you can get anything at the right price, it'd be the right price. But I think they look like, with how low of wattage they have, they seem like they will be a lot better right now than I would have originally thought. I think that the 4060 and the 4060 Ti right now, I think they look like a better buy than any of the 30 series cards do. If you can get them at the same price. Or about the same price. Or maybe even a little bit more. Just because they're going to use so much less electricity to be generating the same thing. Because I don't think your 3070 Ti... I don't think you're ever going to see a 3070 Ti pull that $3. I think you're going to see your 3080 Ti still stick at like the $1.88, $1.79 kind of thing. And if you're just going to be making, that smaller amount, I think that, I'll call them these junk 40 series cards. I think these look like a pretty good value bet for me right now. So depending on what price you can get them at. I do think right now the 4060 Ti, unfortunately with this new pricing scale, I don't see a lot of people wanting to put a high priority on this card anymore. This card now may basically just be kind of a waste of money, which stinks because I believe, 3 of the last 4 cards that I bought were 4060 Ti's. And right now, I gotta say, it looks like it's probably a bad investment because I'm going to be lucky now to break $2 on them, I think. Sad reality, it stinks. I bought them thinking they were going to be $5 cards, and I was going to be cooking and in the money before I knew it. And now it looks like it's going to take me forever to pay them off. But there's still a chance. I think the chance of still getting the high priority is plenty good enough where I'll be happy enough with it for now. If something else comes out later on, if Flux becomes something that you can run on Windows, I would be more than willing to look at Windows and see about throwing them over onto it. I really don't want to have to go buy 30 more hard drives right now because I don't want to wipe the Windows off the ones that I have. If I do decide to go back to Salad over Flux or something like that, so like just the pain in the butt it would be for me to switch over to having everything on Linux, and then I need to learn how to run Linux because I don't know how to do that. And then I need to learn how to set it up on Linux and how to troubleshoot on Linux. And just the amount of homework it's starting for me to have to do just starts sounding ridiculous. Ridiculous. So, but moving them on to another platform, obviously, like, kind of what I'm looking for, you know, in my talking with, like Brandon Coyne and other people that I've done. My thought with Salad was just get the basics set up so I could pivot when the time is to pivot. I don't think right now is the time to pivot because I don't think somebody else is actually paying more money. I think even when somebody else does pay more money, it's going to be something to take a lot of real looking at to figure out, is that real money or do you have a bag of fake money sitting somewhere that you don't actually have access to? So, figuring some of that stuff out will be interesting. My 4070, looks like it's pretty much going to be the same thing as the 4060 Ti 16 gigabyte card. Definitely not happy with the idea of only being able to make $2 on it. Don't think the card is that paid off. I've probably made about $200. Well, actually, I can't say I've made much of anything on them. The biggest part of my bag for my crypto, who is it called? I don't even know where my phone is. I don't have it in me. I don't want to talk about crypto. I made some money on it, but then I technically didn't make any because I lost a whole bunch of it because crypto can be dumb sometimes. So, okay, 4070 Ti's. I have two of these. Throwing $1.90. Definitely not that happy. Be much happier with them at the $5. But they spend most of their time calculating anyway. So right now, if they're gonna run $1.90 constantly instead of just constantly be calculating, you know, obviously I'd rather have the $5. They have the potential still to make $5, so that leaves me optimistic. If $2 is all I'm going to get, $2 is all I'm going to get, and then the 4090s. None of mine are at this $3.30. So, yeah. I'm not really looking at moving them yet. I think one of them is at $8 or $8.50. One of them's a little over $6, and one of them is at $5. So, like, they are really anchoring in what I'm making right now on Salad, those three cards. And it looks like right now, like, those three cards are going to be what is anchoring me in. So, I still think the Bing on Salad looks like it's good enough. With the potential still of Bing real good. I may try to get all of the 4090s over on the 20 cores. I think this video has definitely gone plenty long enough. Oh, we got another graph. Ah, I forgot about this one. Hopefully we can get through this real fast. Oh, this shows this really nicely. I should have been looking at this earlier. So, on this second graph, I believe the top line is... Oh, okay. So, this is just like the last two lines then of that of what we were just looking at. The top line is pay for high priority. which looks like it's kind of the old prices, if not a little higher than the old prices. And then your standard priority is definitely a lot lower, which stinks. Honestly, we were on the new pricing scale for a week, I think, before anybody really noticed and realized that we were on the new one. If you have an old job running, it's still on the old pay scale. So don't stop it. If you stop it, you're going to lose it, and you're going to be stuck on the new pay scale then for whatever you pick up next. So part of me does wonder a little bit if maybe Salad intentionally shut off a bunch of my old rigs somehow or other to get me so I wasn't running, except I had about 20 rigs shut off from the old pay scale, and then updated all of them to the new current driver, and then they all have new jobs now. So part of me wonders if maybe Salad was able to somehow or other shut them off, or the machines all look like they were all reset. So I don't know, but I think if it crashes, it will reset your computer. So if Salad was able to crash them intentionally when I lost all my money, when I was losing my hour, like go back to the 30-day here, I don't know if Salad was able to intentionally crash like 5 of them here and then 10 of them here to get me all over onto the new pay scale. You can see I'm already heading in the right direction. So I have a ton of my machines aren't even active yet. So if everything does become active, I think I'll be fine. But yeah, this is just another graph showing that. So this is on the bottom of this. So I'll leave this link below. I will leave Mine Something's video link below. Go watch his video. It's much shorter than mine. It's probably much better than mine. This is just more of my thoughts and opinions on this. Yeah, like and subscribe to his channel. If you can only be subscribed to so many people, unsubscribe to my channel and go subscribe to his. His video was amazing. Gave me a ton of optimism going forward for all this. I will leave the link to his channel in that video down below. And then I will leave the link to this Google document down below. Hopefully you guys found this helpful and useful. If you do, like, subscribe, come back, comment. I will do my best to deal with answering all the comments that I can. I'm definitely feeling like I'm starting to lose some of them, where I'm not able to read all of them anymore, because like I came home from work yesterday and I had comments on 4 different videos, and I was trying to find them so I could get the context for what the comments were. And I don't know if I can find all the comments anymore, but I do my best to try to respond to all of them. So I'm on Discord too, but I have no clue how to use it. So if you message me on Discord, don't be surprised if that my old senile butt can't get back to you for like a week or a month, because I don't know how to use it. My video game alliance uses line chat, so we're still on line chat because Discord wasn't invented yet when my alliance made a chat group. So yeah, but I do try to get on Discord every once in a while. I think it's really good for research. I like Brandon Coyne's channel, and I like Salad's channel. There's a lot of information on Salad's channel, so a lot of times I like scrolling through to see what other cards have made. That's how I figured out my basis for the pricing model video that I did. I like this guy's pricing a lot. This person's, I have no clue who made this. I'll reiterate that again. The only thing I'd say is this does look like this is with 40 gigabytes of memory. I don't think they take the CPU into account at all either. I think it's probably the smallest CPU possible. So, but this graph is amazing. I love it so much. So happy that Mindsum brought it to everyone's attention. So yeah, that's gonna be it. I'm gonna stop talking because this. Oh my God, we're at 48 minutes. All right, but yeah, hopefully you found this informative. So if you did, hit the like button, subscribe, come back. See you next time. Peace.